Hi, how are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's talk about scripture. We celebrate this weekend, the fourth Sunday of Advent. We're close to Christmas. And in this fourth Sunday of Advent, we await salvation in the God of the little ones. Our humanity, at times, overwhelms us. When we were small, expectations were also small. Learning to walk, to tie our shoes, to button a shirt, to grab a spoon. For example, all the things that we do on a daily basis, and we don't think too much about them and how much effort it costs each one of us to learn it. But if we pay attention, if we watch a little one, a toddler, trying to learn to do these things, we could realize the effort that goes into it, the frustration that sometimes they feel trying to learn it, trying to master it. Sometimes, as a result, our little ones throw a tantrum to express their frustration. We are still small. We are the little ones of God. The challenges might be different, but we still have them. The world sometimes seems very big and scary. But the history of salvation is a constant telling us how God chooses the small. What other discards, He makes great. In the season of Advent, we tell the story of the little ones of the Lord. And during the fourth Sunday of Advent, we highlight two of them who really end up being giants of our faith. But they didn't start that way. They start small. We're talking about David and Mary. This is the moment we realize how small we are. We see ourselves how we truly are. This is the time to marvel at the greatness of God. As David did, aka King David, as Mary did, aka the Mother of God, we are small. But God wants to make us part of His great plan of salvation. Being part of His plan make us exalted. It is more about our docility than the imposition of our will. Since it's not about our strength, but about trusting in the strength of God. David, a young man, a simple shepherd of sheep, showed that docility even after his victories and his coronation. David was very clear of how small he was, and he owed everything to God. Even after being the king of Israel, in 2 Samuel, we see how he didn't feel comfortable living in the house of cedar. And seeing how the ark of the Lord was in a tent. The prophet Nathan recognized David's docility before God. That's why the prophet Nathan replied to him, "Go and do whatever you have in mind, for the Lord is with you." The Lord is with you was the salutation of the angel Gabriel to Mary. We see the salutation of the angel Gabriel. He said, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you." Or in other words, "Rejoice, full of grace, the Lord is with you." Or, "Don't worry, full of grace, because we know that you love God. Therefore, God is with you." Mary, a poor, simple Jewish woman, but a woman full of faith, with docility to the voice of the Lord. That is why the angel responds, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." Mary's docility was demonstrated when she responded to God's plan. "I am the handmaid of the Lord. May be done to me according to your word." Docility, waiting, trusting. Waiting involves recognizing that there is something we cannot rush, we cannot hurry, something that is out of our reach, something that is out of our control. We wait on the Lord, and waiting confirms how small we are. We hope in the Lord because we know that there is nothing impossible for God. Our ability and our mind are limited, but God surpasses every human limitation when we make ourselves docile, when we make ourselves available for Him to work on us, to use us. We do what is possible. That's what is our part. And God does what is impossible. None of us are big. None of us are too important. We cannot accomplish everything we set out to do with our own strength or with our own intellect. If we can see our littleness, our smallness, we can let God share His greatness with us. The plan of salvation worked this way. God always worked with the small. We have to be able to see the value of the small to be true collaborators in the saving mission. The value of a loving look, a smile, a conversation, a phone call, a plate of hot food. In short, small things. In every little element of our lives that we use to love our neighbor, God is invited there into our lives. God is there multiplying it, multiplying our small efforts and making them great, making them great, making them big and exalted. We all are shaken and disturbed by things that have to change in this world. They're overwhelming. Injustices that still occur, lack of love and brotherhood, lies and falsehood, lack of life and slavery that we still experience in so many circumstances. And in that, our identity as children of God is kindled, is revealed. We care about these things because we are children of God. The identity of God Himself, who is justice, comes out. Love comes out. Freedom comes out. The task of liberation is gigantic. We give of what we are a little to whom can get the most benefit out of it. God. This was the case of David. This was the case of Mary. Because only God works with the small and make it big. This is the way God saves. May God bless us all and let us be saints.